Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, unless you're living under a rock, you really know that it's really fortunate. We happen to live in one of the most vibrant communities probably in the whole country. So many things going on in Saratoga, and you can go back 30, 40 years. It was always an interesting place to live. And there's this great interaction between business, between politics, between the arts here. And as we continue to grow, every one of those areas that I just mentioned to you increases in their importance. And it's always important to be more aware of each one of those for the well-being of the whole community. Well, we've got an election coming up here in Saratoga, and Meg Kelly is running for mayor. Joanne Yepsen has decided not to run again for mayor. And Meg Kelly is going to step in. These are big shoes to fill. So we thought it would be a great opportunity to introduce Meg to you and vice versa. You can meet them too. Hello there. and just start what I hope is a string of interviews we do so that the people in the community can get to know you, get to know what your priorities are, get to know what you stand for, and so they can make an informed decision when November rolls around. So with that said, first, welcome.
Thank you.
We've never met before.
No, we've never met.
Really nice to talk to you, by the way. And let's cover some of the basics. How long have you been in Saratoga?
I moved here when I was 13 in 1973.
Wow.
A long time ago.
You know, my wife and I moved here within a couple of years of that. Saratoga was very different, but like I said in the open, there's always been something about Saratoga, right? Isn't that true?
Always. People, they say it has been, it was boarded up and boxed up in the 70s, but I'm going to tell you that it was still vibrant. It was a vibrant city. It was a great place to grow up, and I'm looking forward to being mayor to let our children and grandchildren grow up just like I did.
Yeah, that's well said. Hey, a real advantage there, it would seem, is that when you were here in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and firsthand could witness what was going on, you really do understand something also that I said, how this community interacts and all the different people that live here and all the different businesses and the arts and whatever. You were involved at the Children's Theater.
Yes.
Which really did combine a lot of aspects of our community. How long were you involved with that?
Well, I founded the theater in 2008, and I just turned it over to a younger person last year.
You did?
Yeah.
What was the mission?
The mission is to inspire, educate, and enrich all the children through the arts. And that was an amazing thing to see from children of age 4 up to 18. We started with 12 and we ended up with over 1,000 that we were serving each year. It's a very, very large program.
Well, what a success story. There's something about that. I've been involved in the arts throughout my career as well. And it really does change children, doesn't it?
It changes their life. It really does. I mean, I've seen children come in crying, not wanting to stay, and by the end of the day, they're on the stage singing and dancing and having a great time. It does more than anybody would know. I mean, the arts do a lot more than just putting somebody on stage. It's all about the social, the education piece, the reading, the singing. It all works together to enrich our children, and we're very, very lucky in Saratoga Springs to have many, many arts programs for children.
We're working on a campaign at SPAC called Art is Language, and we're doing it all summer long. With sublines like make noise, talk with your toes, all of those kinds of things. Because it really is true. It really does contribute greatly to the well-being of a community. All right, let's get to the political side.
Sure.
About a year ago, Mayor Yepsen kind of whispered in your ear and said, hey, I think you can make a real contribution to the city. So you became deputy mayor. A lot of candidates for that position. That's an appointed position, by the way. You got the job.
I got the job.
What'd you think?
Well, I really didn't know what to think. I had never worked inside of City Hall, so it was a very large challenge. I came in, I hit the ground running. I've worked in the mayor's department. We have the planning, the building, human resources, and recreation. So it's a very large department, which people don't realize. So the mayor manages that department, and also she's the face of the city. So basically I come in as deputy mayor and I started to work with all of my people fixing the process. The
Yes,
processes in City Hall really need help. And with going through the mayor's department, I've been changing the process. The people at City Hall are wonderful, they're great workers, they're hard workers, but the process needs help. And so we've been streamlining some things. We're trying to go paperless in a lot of the departments, which it has never happened there.
Well, you know what? We always call that in our business in the trenches. You know, once you're in the trenches, then you can get to see it from the inside out. It's one thing to be critical from the outside or to think that you can contribute from the outside, but to be inside really is quite an advantage. And given the fact that if you watch this program, you know that we've talked to the Commission Review Board quite a bit, and that this coming election that you'll be a part of will also be a referendum on changing the charter.
That's correct.
Or recommending a change in the charter form of government. So that'll be something to deal with as a real advantage as well. Just quickly, a couple of priorities. You've seen it from the inside out. What do you spot that you'd either like to maintain, grow, or change?
Well, I do think with the charter reform, I think that it is time that we have a commission form of government. It seems a little bit outdated, and I think it would be time for the citizens of Saratoga to take that vote seriously. Inside City Hall, 80% of the people that work at City Hall are in favor
of it. That's
for
right.
the charter change. So I'm working for the people, and that's the people that I want to, take care of. If they're working at City Hall, they're asking for a charter change, then I feel it's my obligation as deputy mayor right now to support that change. And as mayor, I would do that too. Going into the election, if I do become mayor, I am working the commission form of government for 2 years during a transition phase. So I could work both. I really feel that, I have confidence in my abilities, and I've proven myself at City Hall that I can do both.
Now, I know you care a lot about the arts. What about green space?
Open space is a big priority to me. I really feel there's been a lot of growth, and we have to be a little bit smarter with our growth and really preserve our green space within the boundaries of the city. So I would be looking, for the open space committee to create a new plan and go through all the inventories and maybe make some recommendations for new spaces that we might want to be looking at as a city.
Well, you know what, Meg? It's great to get to meet you.
And you too.
We're just scraping the surface on this, by the way. As it gets closer to the election, please, you're welcome to come back and we can talk more detail about specifics. But welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
You're quite welcome. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.